The cold Russian winter could not extinguish the fire in Mika Becker's heart. Since she was a little girl, her life had revolved around dance. Every pirouette, every plie, every arabesque was one step closer to her dream, to be a world-famous ballet dancer. Her talent was undeniable, her flexibility astonishing, and her grace poetry in motion. At 16, Mika was already the star of the prestigious academy, her future shining brighter than any stage spotlight. However, in the ethereal world of ballet, beauty and talent often breed a dark shadow, envy. Anna, one of her classmates, burned with jealousy. Seeing Mika float across the stage with an ease she could only dream of was daily torture. Anna, along with her circle of closest friends, decided that Mitch's star must be dimmed. What began with shoving in the bathrooms turned into weeks of cruel harassment. Mika endured in silence, her honey-colored eyes hiding the pain as her body suffered from the small blows and poisonous words. Every day, the magic of ballet was tarnished a little more by fear and humiliation. But the real terror was yet to come. One fateful day, Anna's malice exceeded all limits. In a fit of rage and frustration, she pushed Mika down a flight of stairs. Mika fell with brutal violence. Her one fateful day, Anna's malice exceeded all limits. In a fit of rage and frustration, she pushed Mika down a flight of stairs. Mika fell with brutal violence, her bones crunching under the impact, and her beautiful face hit the floor with a wet, devastating sound. Agony consumed her. Anna, her heart racing with panic, fled, leaving Mika bleeding and broken on the cold marble floor. When Mika was found, she was a mangled mess of broken bones and torn flesh. Her dream of dancing was shattered, as was her once perfect face. At the hospital, Dr. Brian, a foreigner with a peculiar accent and a curious habit of playing with a jointed doll to calm his anxiety, felt deep pity for her. He listened to Mitch's story, her trembling voice, the despair in her eyes at the knowledge that she would never dance again. It was then that Brian's gaze fell on the jointed doll in her hands. A crazy and risky idea began to form in his mind. What if he could rebuild Mika? Not with bones, but with a new kind of body. Days turned into weeks, and Brian's laboratory became a macabre workshop. He built Mika an articulated body, like that of a doll, but covered with skin, with soft hinges and joints that would allow her inhuman flexibility. To hide her shattered face, he created a delicate, cold mask, a second skin that would hide the scars, but also dehumanize her. When the day of the long-awaited ballet performance arrived, the atmosphere was charged with excitement. Anna, with a smug smile, had taken Mitch's place as the lead dancer. But just as the music was about to begin, a figure appeared on stage. It was not easily recognizable. It wore Mitch's tutu, but its silhouette was strange, almost supernatural. Instead of flowers, it held a long, gleaming scythe, adorned with pink ribbons and bows that barely contrasted with its silver blade. The stunned audience murmured, believing it to be an unusual part of the show. Anna's friends, surprised but always ready to sabotage, approached her, preparing for the supposed dance. But Mika didn't dance. Mika moved. Her movements were lethal grace, a flexibility that defied human anatomy. With every turn, with every extension, the scythe danced with her, dodging the clumsy lunges of the dancers. And then, the blade sang. Silent, elegant, inescapable. One by one, Anna's friends fell, their lifeless bodies on the floor, blood staining the bright stage. Mitch's scythe moved with the precision of a scalpel, so calm and elegant that the mesmerized audience continued to applaud. They believed it was an incredibly realistic performance. Finally, Mika, bathed in the blood of her attackers, her eyes behind the mask fixed on Anna, approached. The look of horror on Anna's face was the last thing she saw before the scythe reached her. A muffled scream, and then, only silence. Applause erupted, a crescendo of ignorant admiration. How real! My God, some shouted. Mika, the broken dancer, had become Bloody Dolly. Her revenge had been satisfied, but the thirst in her soul had not. Her new body, so flexible and lethal, was a prison. She longed for soft human skin, for the bones that had been broken, but were hers. Now, the side dancer wanders in the shadows, a silent and elegant killer, searching for parts. Human parts that, perhaps, one day could restore her to the form of the beautiful Mika Becker, the dancer she was before the world forced her to dance a dance of death.